Okay, I want to talk about working with your sources and citing them properly. So you guys are using APA, and those have specific rules, okay? So I need you to pay close attention to APA 4B when you're doing the references page, and then you can look at APA 4A when you're talking about working them into the actual essay. I see a little mistake here, so I'm going to put in a space. Okay, so let's talk about some specifics with APA references. APA uses author's last name, first initial, and there are specific capitalization rules regarding APA. So you need to pay attention to all of that. The important thing is, though, what you're working to do. Whatever appears on this left margin is what appears within your essay when you cite the source. You're not ever going to have a URL show up as you know, in your essay, not in the essay. So make sure that you're citing in your essay what appears on the left margin, because that's the reference. You are sending your reader to the references page to find that name or article title on the left margin. Now, having said that, unfortunately, I don't have a no author here example, but I'm going to make one up before I leave you, because if you don't have an author, then the next thing you go to is the article title. Okay, so author first, then article title. Never the URL. Citing a newspaper by itself is not enough. Okay, so you have to make sure you have all the pieces there. All right, so just a couple of things here. Journals are italicized. If you're getting an article off the web, it's italicized. So some really strange rules here. I want you to pay attention to page 457. 457 explains to you how to do the authors. 3 authors are listed like this, 2 like this. And they also, page 457 talks about how to do books, okay? Another important page number for you guys is 473. 473 is where you can see how to do the documents from a website. Don't ever try to just cite a whole website. You're looking at this specific page that you're looking at, okay? So last name, first initial, followed by the date, whatever date you have. If you have the full date, you go year first, then full month and day, followed by the article title, and then retrieved from. Just about all of our sources are coming from the internet in some form or fashion, so retrieved from in the URL. If it's a book here, you're going to have the place of publication and the publisher's name. Notice the weird capitalization in APA. This is a book title here. We only capitalize proper nouns and first words. So in this case, there are no proper nouns. We're only going to capitalize the, and then healing, because healing is a first word that comes after the colon. Okay. So that's the same for all of those titles like that. Journal titles, like Nutrition Journal, those are capitalized normally. All right, so let's look at a paragraph and see how to work in source. So this is the third body paragraph of the avocado paper. So we're talking about healthy heart health. All right, so let's talk about basic paragraph structure to begin with. Remember, you guys need a topic sentence that is general in nature. Avocados have been proven beneficial in supporting a healthy heart. Can't get any more general than that. So what that tells me is the whole paragraph is going to show healthy heart stuff. Okay. Notice that there's no source information here in this topic sentence. You do not need some sentences have to be yours. That's just how it works. So no source information in the topic sentence. All right. So this is all of the source information I pulled that I decided had to do with healthy heart. Remember the whole process, highlighting the work and in discovering the common points and going back to the reading. And so you can look and see that, two sources talk about this beta sitosterol. I have it spelled wrong in the note. Sorry about that. And then we have this cholesterol stuff, okay? And then in the monounsaturated fatty acids come up in a couple places. So figure out how you want to, what's most important here, because you're always wanting to lead to the most important. And then, what these sources have in common. So here we go. The fruit is known to help control blood pressure and prevent anemia, but its biggest impact is on cholesterol. Okay, so blood pressure and anemia come from these sources. Zellman had to do with blood pressure. Marber had to do with anemia. Both of these things contribute to heart health because they have to do with the blood and the vessels, right? But we're already leading in to the fact that cholesterol is the big topic here, right? So let's see what we have to say about cholesterol. According to Fulgoni, Dreher, and Davenport, 2013. Don't forget your year. Years will never stand alone anywhere. They go with the author's name. Okay, if you'll look at the beginning of APA 4A, at the bottom of 452, it tells you that if you have 3 to 5 authors, you're going to list them all the first time you use them, okay? Now, again, this is a body paragraph here. It is possible that we've mentioned these authors earlier in the essay, and I'll have to go back and look at that, but when I do the whole essay. But for now, this is our example. So let's say this is the first time we're introducing them. So we're going to list them all out here, 3 to 5 authors. So we have 3. All right. According to Fulgoni, Dreher, and Davenport, avocados contain monounsaturated fatty acids, which has this MUFA acronym. When a person increases MUFA intake by 5%, his or her risk of coronary disease goes down by 19%. All right. So the deal is you should cite the first time you use information from the source. So we cited it here. We cited it the first time. This sentence also comes from that source, but we don't necessarily have to turn right around and recite. It is understood that this information must be coming from this source. We haven't left this source yet. This is directly related to the fruit's influence on cholesterol levels. Now that can be a conclusion that John Sample has made, okay? Fine. It is not information that needs to be cited necessarily. And even if it comes from this, we're still good because we've cited up here. Diets rich in MUFA lower the bad cholesterol or LDL while increasing the good cholesterol, HDL. Okay, so we're sort of ending the information coming from that. Notice how you cite them now. Fulgoni et al. Every time from now on that you cite this source, that's how you cite it. 2013. Okay. Avocados also contain a high percentage of a natural plant sterol called beta-sitosterol. That comes from where? 2017. We have weaved a quote from where into an existing sentence. That is quote weaving. Notice that there are no quotes that have just been dropped in without any setup. It has to either be set up, like according to, or it has to be weaved into an existing sentence. According to a 2001 study, avocados, I can't make up my mind whether to use an E or not, contain, all right, here's another quote, 76.4 milligrams. Notice that we have brackets here. Anytime that you need to add information into a quote that was not originally there to help understanding, you use a bracket. Per 100 grams of raw edible avocado fruit. So this part of the quote is exactly like it was in the source. This is what we're talking about, and we needed to add that for clarification. This comes from Dwester, 2001, page 404. This is by far the highest concentration of the cholesterol-lowering phytosterol, with oranges being the next in line, having only 14 milligrams per 100 grams. Again, very specific information, but we've already cited the source right before it. We don't have to turn around and cite immediately again. This fact has led the American Dietary Association to acknowledge that avocados, provide health benefits beyond basic nutrition. That is a direct quote that's been weaved in. And this is the last sentence of the paragraph, and we're done with the Dwester source for now. Go ahead and cite again to close it. All right. If we don't have an author, so I'm going to use the where one. Let's pretend like this one right here does not have an author. So what would be first out here? It would be, why is avocado good for you? That's what would be there. And then it wouldn't be here, right? Okay. So if this was our left margin and we need to cite it, why is avocado good for you? Instead of having where right here, you would have a shortened version. Just go with why is. And notice that we do quotation marks like we would any other article title. And we have a comma still separating. Commas go inside quotation marks. Okay? That's if you don't have an author. You use a shortened version of the article title, because our whole goal is to make sure whatever appears on this left margin is what appears in our text. Okay, I hope this helps. Good luck. I'll talk to you soon.